Good morning. Good morning, guys. I feel like we haven't done a proper coffee with Karen in a good too many days. Although, what's a proper coffee with Karen? Is there such thing? Is there such a thing as a proper anything that I do? I was trying to figure out. I didn't realize that it said something. It says enjoy. I thought it said Eloy. Like, Eloy. I'm like sweating now. And my nose is itchy. And it's very bright. Hold on, my phone's stuck. It's like it was the first day back to school today. Which was interesting because yesterday was supposed to be the first day back to school. And of course, we had Snowmageddon. And oh my God, I'm so itchy now. It's like, and I put lotion on this morning. Oh, look, my nails match my glasses. I am calling this Dig Out Edition because it's so funny that a lot of people in the state did not get like we're in Snowmageddon here. Snowmageddon all around. But when I was at the beach yesterday morning, God bless those who checked on me. You guys, I didn't feel my fingertips. First of all, as soon as I got off, I was like out of breath. So when I got off and drank a Gatorade, then I jumped in the shower. Not on hot though, because I couldn't go from like extreme cold to extreme hot. So it was like a cool shower that then got a little bit warmer. Then one of the kids came in and flushed the toilet and then it was cold again. And I was like, for real. Yeah, we got snow. I'm in my car, but let me see if I can you see through the back of my car? Probably not. There's snow everywhere. There's snow everywhere. We got lots of snow. But from like Scarborough Old Orchard, like down by the water, to even like South Portland over here, like we're not that far from the water here either. And the like storm was completely different. York County was, I feel like I was in two different places. It was crazy. And we're like 20 minutes apart. And it was nuts. The ocean, like being down there, that was so cold. That was, yeah, I didn't feel my fingertips until later in the day. And I kept putting my feet under Lee and telling him I was cold. I did not feel my toes, which makes me think I'm getting old and I might need to like wear waterproof gloves if I'm going to play in the ocean in the winter. And that's kind of depressing to think about. Connor came with me this morning to drop off the kids. He wanted to earn some extra money today, so he was already awake. So he was like, I'll help you with the kids. I'll get there. I literally just rolled out of bed. So this is like, I threw on a jacket thing. So this is like, this is real life. This is dig out of the blizzard, coffee with Karen, recovering from the ailments yesterday, the elements and the ailments of freezing myself to death. So Connor was like, I will help you get the kids ready, which is actually a huge help. So when I do school drop off 2 days a week, because Lee stays later on Tuesdays and Thursdays, and then Lee does school Monday, Wednesday, Friday. I get the kids up and then start to get them ready. I need to bundle up when I go outside. I didn't even own a jacket until I don't know. I do own a jacket now. I just don't wear it. It's this is too restricting for me. Remember, I'm tistastic over here. I am like the ultimate adult sensory tism lady. Becky, I hope you have a nice day too. Thank you. I do. I have great kids. They're fun. But Connor is super duper helpful getting the kids ready in the morning. Of course, I compensated him for that. And they give him crap. I'm listening to them give each other crap, and Finn's 7 and Connor's 22, and they're going back and forth. I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, guys, be nice. What the heck? Fun. They're all funny, of course. And then, so everyone's in school, but I didn't sleep well last night because sometimes my dear sweet daughter, who is my copy paste, has a tough time getting up in the morning and transitioning from the fact that she was on vacation for so long and then had to get up this morning. And I went in her room last night and I'm waiting for Lee Goldberg to come home. I got a coffee and he's bringing me an energy drink. He's bringing me Aroma Joe's. That's his favorite place. Thank you, George. I hope you stay warm today too. So I went in her room last night and I'm like, what time do you think you're going to go to bed? And she was on a call. COVID changed how we do things. None of the first 4 kids would have gotten away and or had the same kind of routine as, say, Maya. So we had it very interesting. We had 2 out of school, and then we had 1 in high school, 1 in middle school, 1 in elementary school, 1 in preschool, and a toddler. So how each one dealt with being secluded and it was and I'm not saying we did anything right or wrong. Factually, it was quite a social experiment because I had kids in each different kind of phase of life. So I got to see how it kind of changed or shaped them differently. Say, for instance, Finn was a toddler. He wasn't even 2, and Theo wasn't born. So they weren't really affected. Maya was at that crucial age of very early elementary school. So when people got all fussy that they wanted to do things like social emotional learning when they let the kids go back, that was obnoxious because these guys did not have the same, they didn't see anyone's face. This is what they were looking at. This is what all those little baby kids were looking at, was this. That's, when you think about it, it's kind of some weird, sci-fi movie. Okay? If in 1990, someone had come to us and said, in 2020, we're all going to be masked. No one's going to be allowed to go anywhere. And no one's going to see anyone's face like this. We're going to walk around and kids are going to have to learn expressions and all that stuff. I think we would have all been you're nuts. That's not real. That's not going to happen. Who the hell, no, this is the USA. This is the world. This is the, whatever. 2020, we'll all be flying on hoverboards above viruses. We would all, really, it would have been a sci-fi movie. So, and again, I'm not saying good or bad. I think we were put in positions that we didn't really know how to handle. And by we, I mean everyone who wasn't in the highest offices. So it was a very interesting experience having so many different age ranges and seeing how it affected them. The people that were already adults, you are a dream, Krista. You're a dream. I love you. You just made my morning. Anyway, so what happened was Maya being in 1st, 2nd grade, they were doing it on Zoom or whatever. And God bless the teachers for having to one weekend life is fine. And the next weekend they're never allowed even back in their classroom. And they have to learn how to teach without having the kids there. Like, oh my God, the government's trying to shut me off. My phone just tried to unconnect and reconnect, and I'm just sitting here. The government's listening. Get your tinfoil hats out, guys. The government's here. I said it, and literally the phone went reconnect again. It did it again. That was actually funny. I wish that recorded on the screen, because when I said the government's here, it started like, my phone started saying, trying to reconnect. Anyway, in order for the kids to interact with each other, they had to do it via device. So they would have like sleepovers on their devices at a young age. And that just meant that they were like with somebody, even if they weren't hanging out, or even if they weren't talking, they were just sleeping. That's carried over. And I don't mind that at all. If they go to bed and they just want to be, they'll turn off their phone and their microphone. I don't know. I wish I had that technology. We had, baby monitors or walkie-talkies sometimes in our neighborhood where we did the same thing. So I don't care if she is on a call with someone for the night. I don't care. As long as she goes to bed, she turns off her microphone and her screen, and then the first person that wakes up turns theirs back on. And since she sometimes has a rougher time getting up, if someone else is getting up and talking to her and like encouraging her to get up, praise be, do it. So she's like, I said, can you set your alarm? She's like, it's only, 10 o'clock. I don't need to set it yet. She was also a very late owl. I know you don't want to set your alarm, but I want to go lay down. And sometimes you have fallen asleep and not set your alarm. And then the whole morning is different. So could you just set your alarm? When you have a child who has, when you're tizzy and your kid's tizzy, and it's not about like, I read some terrible things. I had a friend that has a severely autistic child, and they posted about, going to Disney World and the disability pass that you can use, and people were so cruel, and they were like, maybe you should beat your kid if they don't listen and can't stand in line, or maybe if they are out of control, they shouldn't be able to go to Disney. Clearly those people have no idea what it's like to have any child with extra needs, and God bless them for not knowing. That's all I'm going to say about that. So don't come at me and say that my child just needs to listen, because my kids are fine. So she's like, I'll do it after my shower. And I'm like, I think you should do it now. Now, if I go in there and I'm like, set your alarm now, blah, blah, no, that's going to set up a fight or flight in someone that has these diagnoses. So that we can't do that. Even if I want to be like, set your damn alarm now so I can go to bed. Nope, that's not how it works. You got to approach it differently. So I'm like, yeah, so you know what you should do for mom? A solid, and just tell Alexa what time you want to get up so I can go to bed. And she's like, I'll do it after my shower. And I just looked at her and I was like, I'm tired because I didn't really sleep last night. And so it would be like so nice if you just told Alexa to set an alarm for 6:10. Because the next thing I was going to do was tell Alexa to set an alarm for 6:10. But I just wanted to see where this was going. I'm having a little bit of fun. And she's like, Mom. And I'm like, I'm just standing in the doorway, and I'm like, your little alarm. Can you talk to little Alexa for me? Just have a little chat with Lex. Again, I could have just said, Alexa, set an alarm for 6:10. But no, now we're just like two tizzy people just tizzing it out. And I'm like, Mommy wants to go to bed. Mommy's gonna have anxiety if Maya doesn't set that little alarm, honey. So can you tell Alexa to set an alarm? And I'm like I'm actually not mad. I'm finding joy in this in some weird way. She's like, fine. Alexa, set an alarm for 6:10. And then I was like, oh, see, that wasn't that hard, was it? And then I was like, now give mommy the biggest hug and kiss. And she's like, oh my God. She's almost bigger than me. I'm pretty sure she could, don't tell anybody. Pretty sure if I made her mad, she could kick my ass, like if I really needed her to. And I have a lot of people that are afraid of nothing except for me. If I were to get angry, like I will take people out for you. There's like, I will take people out for the people that I love. And by take people out, the government doesn't need to come arrest me. But hell hath no fury if you scorn me and hurt my loved ones. That's all I'm going to say. We get like mighty strength. We get mighty strength. I've only been in a few fights in my life, and I haven't lost. My daughter, I'm a little afraid that at some point she would kick my ass. Don't tell anyone. This has to be our secret. Can't let her know that I'm like excitedly proud that she's just like me in that way. Because Lee is not a fighter. He's not a fighter. Now, I'm not saying we should go around fighting people, right? Nobody should be going around fighting people. Most of the time. But here's a funny story. Lee isn't here to make fun of my transitions between stories. When we only had 4 children, and they were all boys, they would, and at that time I was still in law enforcement, so I might have been in a little better shape. They would literally come up and try to knock me down. This was like a thing for years. Like, we're going to take mom down because she's the only girl in the house. We got to take her down. And no matter where or what they came from, I've just been in fight or flight since I was born. So I'm like always ready. I am Semper Paratus. I am the Coast Guard in action. I'm always ready. So they would literally, and I'm talking all 4 of them. Liam was like little, so probably not, he might have thought it was funny. But they would literally come up from behind me, come up from the side of me, and like, we're going to knock her down. This is what it's like raising boys, okay? This is what it's like in a house of boys when the mom is like the wild one and the dad is like the pacifist. So the boys are all like, we're going to knock mom down. Mom never got knocked down. Like I said, always ready, always on guard. The only person that would knock me over was Lee Goldberg. He would roll me out of bed, then take a picture and send it to his sister. I don't know why. It was a thing. It was funny. Like, I'm always on the floor. I don't know, guys. We're weird. We're really weird people, okay? It's probably me. I probably rubbed off on everyone. Like, Lee was normal. So then the boys started on like, hey, and now at this age, they're like, I want to say Liam was probably 4. So Tyler was probably 12. And then, so the 4 and the 12 were like the oldest, youngest. And that would have put Cameron around 10 and Connor around 6. Okay. So we have these age kids. The oldest ones have now gone through, health class in school. Not that we haven't had the chat with them on where people come from. As a matter of fact, I'm a really fucking open book. Whoops, I said the F word. Look, I've been trying to behave. That's my favorite word, you guys. I'm not sorry. This is Coffee with Karen, and I've been good for long enough. That's my favorite word. But I'm a really open person. Like, I don't care. Ask anything. When I had children, I wanted them to be able to come and talk about anything. I firmly believe you can be a friend to your child and a wonderful parent at the same time. And so far, for every hard thing that my kids have gone through, they have come to us. And that is all I ever wanted. If they were in trouble, I didn't want them to be afraid to call. And if they had, something really scary going on, or they were in trouble, or they got caught doing something illegal, or made a poor choice at the time, our thing was, come and talk to us. Like, if you come and you're honest, look, natural consequences are going to get you in trouble. I'm here to help you out. Okay? Not get you out of trouble, but help you through it. Just like a best friend would. And then I'm here to give the parent lessons. But I'm not going to dogpile you, because your natural consequences are probably worse than whatever I'm going to do. And probably the fear of having to come talk to me was probably worse than it's going to not benefit me to give you shit for whatever. And this is for any age. This is like, I'm talking, this is something that I've said since the kids were little. That's why when they go to the doctor, I don't like when the doctor's like, we're going to excuse your parent now and talk privately. Because to me, that makes the parent seem like you can't tell them something. And honestly, not safe for work for this word, but if your kids are like sexually active or thinking about experimenting with drugs or whatever, I want to be there for that conversation. Because you know what? They're humans. And there's a trial going on right now. This all comes together where the father's on trial for the child shooting a school up. And the whole thing is, should you be responsible for what your children do? In that case, I started watching it. I don't know if the parent gave the child a gun, so I can't really talk on that. But when I see people say, oh, it's got to be their parenting or whatnot, no. When you give birth to somebody, they are their own person. I have raised and am in the process of raising 8 people. I feel like that's a good, when you have 2 kids, here comes FedEx. When you have 2 kids, they might be a lot alike. When you have 8 kids, you're bound to have quite an arrangement of children. And we can raise them all in the same house. And yes, oh, this sweet boy comes every day. We're not going to scare him because he's pretty young. And I don't know what we got. He doesn't know I'm in the car. We're not going to scare him. If he was like the nice British mailman, I would have scared him. Because I don't know why. It's fun to do that to that nice gentleman. And he always like joins in. But that kid's young and I didn't want him to, with my luck, he would have hit his head on the ice. And then I'd be in huge trouble. But anyway, maybe we had less money with a couple, with the first few kids. And maybe we are better off now. And maybe we had to sacrifice this or that. Or they, maybe these ones get to benefit from us being older parents and gone through this and whatnot. But ultimately, no, I agree with that. What if Mike has a good point. What if there's abuse and they may not talk about it to the doctor with the parent present? 100%. I wouldn't have said a word. Now, first of all, I wasn't abused. I don't think. Not like that. That's a long story. My mom wrote a book. You can read it if you really want to. It's all about my childhood. It would give you a lot of answers. I wouldn't have talked to my doctor anyway. My doctor wanted to talk to me. I want to punch my doctor in the face. I might have had a little anger thing going on. It's a child. But our family doctor knows us very well and knows like that. So I would say that's one of those gray things. Like, so my first job was an advocate for, at what is now Through These Doors. I started as an admin at 18 and then all I wanted to do was thank you, Kathy, and happy birthday yesterday. Thank you so much for the stars. I became a woman and children's advocate at the shelter, like the domestic violence shelter. So I would also answer the hotline. So if someone called and, the FedEx guy's still here. Sir, would you like to join us? You could join us. If you called and you had a problem, then I would answer the phone. Or I would go get you in the night, bring you to the shelter, set you up, and then help you start a new life. So yes, I agree with that. But I think from like, if you have any of those kind of jobs where you're like like a teacher or a cop or an advocate or a doctor, think you have an idea of who maybe you should talk to the kid privately or not. Like you get to know the families, or you should have a good instinct. Plus, like, I don't know, but I do agree with you that there are, you know, of course, circumstances where the doctor should give the child a private time to have a conversation. And I'm not talking about my 18-year-old kid. Like, if they want to go in the doctor's office alone, they go in the doctor's office alone. But when your child's like 10, 11, and the doctor's like, what are you looking at, Mapes? And the doctor's like, she's like looking at something over there. Do you want to, like, let's have your parent leave and then we're going to talk. That to me, just like sort of, I don't know, in my brain, it's like you're saying that like there's stuff you shouldn't tell your parent. And for me, like I said, I wanted to always have my kids be able to tell me anything. So far they have. So we're a very open house. Very open house. Even their friends come and like spill the tea, as they like to tell me. They like to spill the tea. They like to tell me all the things. Or like Maya's on a call with like 85 people and they're like, your mom slaps. That's good. That's a good thing. Or your mom, I can't think of like all the different things that they've called me over the year where it sounds like I'm not a good person, but then they tell me that that's actually a positive thing. Then I'm Googling, like, that makes me feel old when they say words that I have no idea. Like, I never thought I'd be in that place where I don't know what the hell they're talking about. Like, your mom is, and it sounds bad. And I'm like, oh no. And they're like, no, that's good. And I'm like, oh, okay. We're on it. Like, we're on it. You're my favorite. You're my favorite. And all Maya's friends have asked me to adopt them. So I tell them like, yeah, of course, like, you're my adopted child. So I have adopted I basically have like 100 children. Like, basically. I'm okay with that. Somebody the other day was like, isn't it time for you guys to have more? And I'm like, that's funny. That's funny. But then on the flip side, and I know my mommy's watching. Hi, Mom. Facebook just told me my mom was watching 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 times in a row. It wants me to know my mom is here. Hi, Mom, I love you. And I love Dad. Please tell you. My parents live on the next street. Can you see me waving? Mom, can you see me waving? I'm so lucky. If I could, I'd have a compound. I would have my entire family. I'd have my brother here. I'd have my nieces and nephews here. I'd have all my children on the same street. I would live on a literal compound. And I know there are people that would Lee Goldberg's home. That wouldn't want their family near them. But we are like super lucky. We like spending time together. Look, I just made my hair look like an evil scientist. We love spending time together. Mike, thank you so much for the stars. Someone asked me, what are stars? Stars are money, actually. Thank you. My goal is to not retire Lee Goldberg so that he has to leave here and never be on the news again. But he works really hard. And who knows? Like, there's some things in the works. And maybe I'll write a book someday. And maybe I'll go on TED Talks. Just kidding. Who's going to sit and listen on TED Talks? Can you imagine? I'd be all over the place. They'd have to find a new ADHD meds to like reel me right in. Lee Goldberg got me extra caffeine, which is supposed to like balance you out. And my ahoy, I think it says enjoy. He's still in the car. I want him to come over here and say hi. He's been working extra because, as you guys see, if you watch him, everyone's stuck somewhere. So Lee Goldberg's been working extra. And Lee Goldberg, he keeps getting up before his alarm. So all of this goes back to my original story. Thank God he's not here to know this. That I didn't sleep last night because I was afraid that Maya was going to not go to school. Oh my God. He's got 45 things in his hands. He's so dumb, you guys. And by dumb, I mean really cute. Hold on. Look, see, can you see him? Did I lock you out, babe? I just locked him up. He was just staring at me in the mirror and he was making faces at me. Like cute ones. Like, who's that hottie? Yo! Wanna do it? Look at his face, look at his face. Goldberg! You guys. He's told me to be quiet. Starting almost 2 decades ago, I would be in public and I would just like, because I'm way more obnoxious and he's way more not, I would yell, I'm telling Juan to do it, story.
Oh God.
I know. I would literally yell in public. What? Oh, it's peppermint mocha. I didn't poop in here. Jesus, that face at me. Thank you, hottie. I would yell, Juan, do it? To Lee Goldberg. He'd be going in the station. I would roll down my car window and be like, Lee Goldberg! Wanna do it? I haven't stopped yelling that for many, many years. And I will never, you broke it. I will never stop yelling Lee Goldberg wanna do it in public. I don't care where we are. It's like that terrible game that kids play, the PENIS game. You know that game, right? It's where the first person says like, oh. See, she retired early this past June, and you're still awake you're telling me that Lee Goldberg is going to wake up at 2 a.m. when he retires?
Retires? What world is that?
I know, guys. He's going to be on the news when he's...
to retire?
Do you remember that skit? I think it was at SNL where the guy died. He's like dead on... Herb's on set, and he's in a wheelchair, and they're like, wake up, Herb! And he's like doing the news, and then he falls back asleep.
That's pretty funny.
And then like one day he's dead. And they're just like, he's doing the news, but he's dead in the wheelchair. Well, we can't have that because I need to die with Lee Goldberg someday. And
Oh God.
yeah, I know. He's like, why are you saying that? In like, we're gonna be 100 million years old. We're never like, I'm gonna haunt the hell out of everyone. So no one wants me dead. No one wants me dead. Look at this guy. Look at this. Look at this cute little face.
Look at my wife.
Look at this dummy.
Look at my wife. All the kids are off to school with all their things. You crushed Tuesday.
Connor helped.
You crushed on Tuesday.
I told everybody. Connor actually really helped this morning.
Awesome. Good.
But I did crush Tuesday, damn it.
Yeah, you did.
Crushing it.
Boom.
Everyone's there.
Let's go.
Every little bastard's where they belong. And by bastard, I mean great love. Like, if I call my kids little bastards, I love them. That's a good thing. That's a positive name. I got problems. I got tisms. It's okay. That's not something that needs to be $1 in the therapy jar. We have a therapy jar, and I put dollars in it all the time. That doesn't need $1. That's fine. Look at this face. He's cute, you guys. Look at him.
I'm taking Mabel house.
No, take me.
Hungry.
Whoa, what are you going to
I've
make?
been awake for 7.5 hours.
That's one thing I hate. I'm also awake when he goes to work a lot. Like this morning, multiple... All right, I'll be right in.
Don't forget Theo's iPad.
Got it. He's going to go make something to eat. And I'm going to give him a minute to decompress. Multiple kids. So his alarm goes off at 2:28. And again, I'm the autistic one. But he's a weird number human. But then tests... Did he take... No, I have both of my drinks. But he tests not autistic. He's like... I don't know. I thought for sure my mom and Lee would be autistic. And neither one is. It's me. I'm the problem. It's me. Except I don't think it's a problem. Most of the time. Except when I'm not feeling very flexible. And I don't mean physically. I'll put this here. I literally look like... The curls that I have going on right now are like 19... Like, remember when the ladies would pin their hair? Yeah, I don't want that, but it's going on. So Lee Goldberg, he's up. I can see he's on his phone. I couldn't sleep, so I was on my phone. I was listening to a lawyer. I watched a trial the last couple of weeks. Faust versus the state of Georgia. It's terrible. This man should not have been convicted. There was like zero evidence. It makes me angry. I think every person that was watching the trial, other than apparently the jury, was either swearing or going, when the verdict came in, it was on, I think it was on a lot of like national stations. It was a cold case. It was a cold case, and the act to put money to bring it back, it was called like the Baker something act, and she's the baker. I know that I can't stop fidgeting with the hair. It's driving me insane right now. I can't stop. I told people that they can send me things that I could do instead of fidgeting with my hair, or instead, oh, here come my handsome puppies. My handsome puppies are coming up. Tell me, like, I need a fidget, okay? I need a phone holder in my car, which I had, but I don't know if you heard, Lee Goldberg just like broke it. I need something like this, and I need a fidget. It's not that my hair's bothering me, but I need to do something with my hands because I can't chew on my coat. You know the kids that are like, that's me, okay? I am getting my teeth fixed on Monday, and do you know what they're giving me? They're giving me a daytime guard, an old person retainer, so that I don't chew my teeth. Because what I did prior to playing with my hair, and still sometimes, is chew my teeth. Chewed my own teeth. How do you chew your teeth? I don't freaking know, but I did it. I chewed my teeth. Hold on. Oh, shoot. Bowie was... Oh, he just laid in the snow and rolled all around. Oh, he's leaving. That was really cute. I'm just not fast enough. I also had a funny thing I wanted to post last night, but I fell asleep making it. That's what put me to sleep. I started, now I bit my lip. I fell asleep after I convinced Maya to set her alarm. I came downstairs. I started editing something because it was supposed to be kind of funny. And I actually fell asleep, which is crazy. But then, early, Theo popped in my bed. Theo came in my bed. So did like 3 cats. And Lee Goldberg stayed asleep, and I was like so thankful. And then, so his alarm goes off at 2:28. Finn came in. You were there when I picked out my kittens? You were? Wait. Does that mean you got some too? Wait. Does that mean you got kittens too? You mean, my ragdolls? Stop. Joanne, were you really? Were you one of the 2 people that were coming in as I couldn't decide? I knew I wanted Reggie. I knew I needed Reggie. The problem was, if you're talking about those kittens, or you're talking about my black kittens, which are also funny. That's Freya and Solly. And I couldn't decide between 1 or 2 of them. So since I was going to bring 2 home, I named one Solly because Lee's dad, who passed away, his name is Saul. And I figured if I brought home Solly, he couldn't get mad that I brought home a cat with his father who's passed away, his name. You can't get mad when your dead dad is named, has a cat named after him now, right? Yay! Oh, my rag dolls. Who did she end up picking? Yes, oh my God, I remember you. That's so awesome. My little girl ragdoll is a naughty little thing. She's Delilah, the one that has turned into very judgmental. And I know, big Solly, real Solly, best of the best. Best of the best. And I have some crazy, amazing stories about him post-mortem, when he reaches out, post-mortem. When you're an empath, and I'm not psychic, although every once in a while, I call it reading someone's mail. And it's when I'm near somebody and I have a message I need to tell them, and I've never been wrong. But I call it reading someone's mail because basically I'm about to tell them something that you would have to know, or that is private. She's a devil too. I think they're sisters. I think she picked out one of Delilah's sisters. Delilah and Reggie are not litter mates. Oh my God. Please, I want her. Will she send a picture? Can you get her to send me a picture? I want to see what Delilah's sisters look like. If she's devilish. I want to see. Delilah. So their mom was a little devilish. She's frigging hysterical. Delilah's hysterical. She's so smart. When I say her name, she comes in and but she's got an attitude, and she does a few naughty things that are naughty. Like, really naughty. Then I got Reggie, who's like, see scratches on my neck? I have scratches on my face and my neck because 10 times a day he puts his paws around me and hugs me and like takes care of me. He is okay, you guys. I love that there are Saul people, that people know Saul on here. I'm going to tell a really, really quick story and then I'm going to go inside. Okay. Stay with me on this. It even includes my cat. Stay with me on this. Saul passes away in 2017, January of 2017. Lee and I get pregnant. I end up miscarrying. And somehow, while I'm still pregnant, I get pregnant with Finn because can't stay away from my husband. We weren't having any more children. We were not trying to have more children. Some weird way in the doc, like everyone was confused because I was still going in to like have blood tests to like test unpositive. So I get pregnant again and now everyone's confused. The doctor's like, were you pregnant with, and I had already lost twins. And so once you like get pregnant with twins, you have a higher chance of getting pregnant with twins again. So I'd already lost twins. And so they were like, was it like a twin? Like everyone's confused. Then we have to try to figure out, is this a good pregnancy or not a good pregnancy? Because I had enough not good pregnancies that every time I got pregnant, we had to wait and figure out, is it a good one or a not good one? So everybody's confused because you're not supposed to be able to get pregnant while you're still considered pregnant. So Finn is a true miracle. And it took weeks to figure out if he was a good miracle or not a good miracle. He's a good miracle. My pregnancy, I have to tell this story properly, but quickly, because I don't want you guys to lose. This is a very cool story. I promise. I was like petrified of this pregnancy for some reason. And I had lost many pregnancies. And the last one I lost was the one right before Finn. So as many children as I've had, I've lost. For some reason, I think it's because I knew we weren't having any more kids. And then I got pregnant and lost it. So I thought, oh my God, does that mean that we're like missing someone from our family? And Lee Goldberg's like, oh, we do not need any more people in our family. And I'm like, I know, but now I'm like, now I don't know how to feel. I don't know how I feel about all this. And so I then get pregnant again. And I'm like, I don't know how I feel about this. So, and we had told the kids that, we were pregnant, and then we lost the baby and we had to tell we're not telling a soul about this thing. Because now I don't even know how to feel about all this. There's a lot going on, a lot of emotion. When you're losing a baby, then you find out you're pregnant again while you're still in care for that. And then you have to wait to find out, what is this pregnancy? Where did it come from? Was it actually already there? Was it not? Nope, new pregnancy, totally different kid. So maybe like 2 people knew. And one person said to me, and they sent this to me, every pregnancy is different. And you have to remember that. You can't go into this one, even though you can't tell someone not to worry, but you need to audibly keep telling yourself every pregnancy is different. And some have worked out and some haven't. And just, whatever. You got to do the best you can, right? Even though every day is a struggle. So Here's where Saul comes in the first time. So Saul used to like to order like bulk jewelry, and he'd give it out to his ladies. And then sometime he'd have extra, and he'd be like, here's a pair of earrings, Karen. I ordered 3 pairs for my dates. And if any of his dates are watching this, don't be mad. It was frigging adorable. He was on dating sites. It was frigging adorable. And I'd get him going, and Lee would be like, I don't want to hear any of that. And I'd be like, yeah, did you kiss her? Was it hot? And Lee would have a heart attack because he doesn't want to hear about his dad. And I'm like, this is hot. Yeah, let's go, Saul. You got this. So Saul would be like, here's an earring. So one year, and he was Jewish, right? And they're all Jewish. And I grew up Irish Catholic, Christian, whatever, culty. He gives me this bracelet, and it's got a New Testament Bible verse. So it's not a Jewish bracelet. It was a Christian bracelet. And because I was not Jewish, he wanted like me to feel included. It was, guys, frigging adorable, right? But the bracelet's homely. It's like brownish orange with like silver beads and this Bible verse on it. But the Bible verse says, if you have faith as small as a mustard seed, everything will work out. I go into, so this bracelet, right? I'm not wearing it. I'm not going to wear it. It goes in the back of your closet where you're going to save it. You're not going to throw, like I was touched by it. It was adorable. But at the time, I didn't need that verse. So Saul passes away. We get pregnant. We lose the baby. We get pregnant again. And I'm petrified. And I'm probably newly pregnant, where we're still going in every 3 days to make sure that my HCG is doubling as it should and all this stuff. That's really stressful, and the days are very long. I go into my closet. Stay with me on this one. Go into my closet, and we had a walk-in closet with shelves, like the ceiling was higher than me by a few feet. And I had put it in, Lee's great-grandmother had passed away in October, and Lee's dad then died in January. When she passed away, she had given me some jewelry and stuff before, and I wanted it safe. So I had like a jewelry box. I also found I found a bong on the ground, and I don't smoke. So I put that in the back of my closet because I also thought it was cool and wanted to keep it. It's a very little one. So I weird things. I had his grandfather's like medals from like war medals and stuff that was important to him too. So this was all in a case, like in a jewelry box, but up on a shelf. I walk into my closet, I move something, and I'm actually crying. And hand to God, that bracelet falls into my hands from above. You cannot make any of this up. That's why this is so amazing. This story is awesome. It falls onto me, and I get it. And I'm like I start laughing. Faith as small as a mustard seed. Okay, I get it. And I'm like, thank you, Saul. Only Saul can make me laugh in that situation. This bracelet was put away. I cannot tell you how it ended up in my hands, other than the ghost of Saul popped into my closet and threw it at me. And if you knew Saul, he probably did, right? At this point, I'm just thinking this is funny. Well, guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to put that friggin' thing on, and I'm not taking it off. Okay? I'm not taking it off. And every single time I worry, I'm going to rub that thing. So I'm rubbing the thing. And every single time I would worry, and we were in public, you can ask Lee, at that moment, someone would come up and mention his dad. Hey, I knew your dad. Hey, I went to your dad's store. We were at Disney on Ice, and I was probably like 8 weeks pregnant. Still so early and still so being tested. And all of a sudden I'm like, I don't feel sick anymore. And Lee's like, Karen, I'm sure that like it's okay, whatever. Rub your bracelet. And Lee's not a big person. Like it's not that he doesn't believe in this stuff. He's not in tune with this kind of thing. So this he believes. But at this point, he's just like, rub your bracelet, honey. Okay. So we're in Disney on Ice. I'm watching these little Disney people float around and I'm like freaking out because I suddenly feel fine. And I never feel fine in pregnancy. And I'm like, that's it. Something bad happened. And this guy walks up and he's like, Lee, oh my God, I haven't seen you forever. I just have to tell you how much I loved your dad and your grandfather. And I'm like, okay, all right. Double dose. But I still call the doctor. I go into the doctor the next day. They put the little baby on the screen. He looks like a gummy bear and he's floating around, gummying around, not stopping moving because, Finn. So I'm like, okay. He goes, look, he's like, you said how funny it is that every single time, you get worried, somebody brings up my dad. They brought up my dad and my grandfather, Karen, like it's gonna be okay. I go, I can't believe it. But now I'm laughing again, thinking about it. I got the bracelet on, which I have then transferred. I actually transferred it to a smaller thing. So go on the pregnancy for a few more weeks. Well, now I've got some sort of like hemorrhage inside. They're like some kind of like, you need to go on pelvic rest. Okay, wonderful. We don't they don't call it, they say it can turn into like a threatened miscarriage. I'm like, are you serious? Like, are you serious? Like we're at like 9-10 weeks. Now, can't anything just be easy about this? No. And again, the dad thing comes, like, someone says the dad thing. And sure enough, we go back the next week. It's gone. It's done. So like the baby's fine again. And this goes on. So we get to like 14 weeks. And we still haven't told anybody, even the kids. But now my clothes aren't fitting and I had gotten rid of all of them. So I'm like, we got to go to Target. And Maya's little, she's in the car. It's a driving rainstorm. Gannon's asleep. Lee's like, just run in. So I'm like, okay. So I run in and I go to try something on. I look and the bracelet, the thing is gone. It fell off. And now I'm having a major heart attack. Oh my God, that means something's wrong. That's it. Like I'm going to the doctor next week and like the baby is not okay and all this stuff. I'm crying in Target. They have shut down the dressing area. They're on their, I'm now tell them this is from my dead father-in-law. I can't lose it. You don't understand. They're crawling around on the floor. Nobody can find it. And if you knew my father-in-law, he wore like kind of like, I don't know a better word than like gaudy gold jewelry. Think of like a gangster, like a thick chain, like gold jewelry. He had lots of gold jewelry. Lee is like, Karen, come out to the car. Let me hug you. Look, my dad isn't going to take the baby away. Like, and I don't think that Saul was going to do that, but he's just trying to he's just like, come out. And remember, he had dropped me off, so he wasn't parked anywhere. And so it's not like I knew where he was parked. So he's like, I'm going to park the car. The kids are just waking up. Bring out whatever you have. We'll put it in the back of the car. I go, okay. He goes, I'm in, right in front of Target, first row, blah, blah, blah. I get out of the car and he's like, I know that you don't have that. And I said, okay. Like, he's just trying to make me feel better and he's doing a good job and he means well. And I'm just like, I just don't, you know what I mean? I don't know how I feel. I'm feeling a lot of feels. So, and we're supposed to go to a birthday party and they don't know I'm pregnant either. So I'm a mess. So we open the trunk and again, it's like pouring rain. And I look down and look right underneath our car is the ugliest, gaudiest, giant golden G charm. G for Goldberg. Like for me, it's like G for Goldberg. It looked like it was made in the 80s. It was like weird feel to it. It looked like a man's charm, like not a nice woman's charm. I don't know where a man would wear it. It looked like Flava Flav might put it on, but it also looked like something Saul would have. And it's this gaudy looking G. And I'm like, oh my God. And I know that to me, that is a sign that he's telling me, Karen, it's fine. You're fine. Because we're a golden, gaudy looking 80s style jewelry G in a place that we weren't parked. We'd never seen it before. It's not ours. I'm like, oh my God. So I pick it up and I put that on my bracelet. And I'm like, okay, maybe someone else needed that message. Maybe that's why it's gone. Someone else needs to pick that up and find their mustard seed. And Saul's giving me something in place. So now Lee's kind of crying. We're both kind of crying a little because this is like, I'm not doing it justice, but it was very like movie moment. Everything is fine when I go back to the doctor. Then a few weeks later, we go back and they're like, oh, your placenta. Yes, I'm playing with my hair again. I'm sorry. Your placenta is covering your cervix. We can't have that. That can't be. Great. And now I'm like, oh my God, but we need you to come back next week and check. So I come home, right? And this was supposed to be like a dumb doctor's appointment and like where I just ran to it. Lee never missed a doctor's appointment. I don't know why. Like, I know he must have been there, but we both came home and he's like, I'm going to sweep out the driveway. It was like spring. So I'm going to sweep out the garage. So I'm like, just like, I can't believe, why can't anything this pregnancy be easy? And we still hadn't told people. I think we were like just about to tell people. The kids were just about to figure it out. I was wearing very big sweatshirts. This is the longest I had gone without telling people. Probably told my mom though. I think I told my mom. So, I come through the house and I just sit on the stairs in the garage. And I'm like, why can't anything be easy about this? And he's like, rub the G, and he's just trying to be funny. And I look down, and I'd been in the garage 7,000 times. And there's the mustard seed thing. The charm, the mustard seed charm. Right there. Just sitting. If the stairs were right here, it was just sitting, not even, like, it was like almost under the stairs. Had to walk over it 1,000 times. It showed back up when I needed it. And then I'm just like crying again. And he's like, are you serious? Like, are you serious? It's right there. So every single time something happened, it's like Saul would show up. Okay. Now this baby was he was supposed to be due the day after our anniversary, which is August 9th. Saul's birthday was July 28th. And Liam's birthday is July 31st. And every year Saul and Liam celebrated their birthday together, and it was like something special that we did. And so goosebumps, right? Oh, it gets better. I'm almost done, and it gets better. I know it sounds weird, but it gets better. So I've never gone full term. I mean, I've gone full term, but I've never gone to 40 weeks. The longest pregnancy I ever had was Gannon, and my water broke at 39 weeks exactly, and he was born on Friday the 13th. And the angeliest child you can ever meet. That's the longest I'd ever been pregnant. So Saul's birthday I would be 38 weeks. And most of the kids were delivered at 38 weeks. Hey, Kate. So I'm like, it would be so crazy if he was born on Saul's birthday. Like, that would be nuts. Thank you, Kate. Thank you for the stars. Like, that would be nuts. And everyone's like, that would be insane. And Lee's like, I mean, think about it. Like, he could. And I'm like, child, could you just come out on Saul's birthday? That would be so fun. We miss him. Liam's like, if he doesn't come out on Grandpa's birthday, can he be born on mine? Like as if I'm gonna like be able to actually choose his birthday. And so, Kate, I love you. So, fast forward to the end of my pregnancy. It's July. I'm like sweating to death. I literally looked like a rotisserie chicken. I was huge. I didn't have gestational diabetes. You probably would have thought I did. I'm like, why is this baby? They're like, this baby's huge. I'm like, why is he so big? Yes, I'll call you today. I will. I'll call you today. I'm like, why is this baby so big? All my other babies were like little. 7 pounds. Gannon was huge at 9 pounds, and he still looked little, and everyone else was like 7 pounds. Why are they getting bigger? They think this one's going to be like Gannon's size or bigger than Gannon. Like, stop growing. Do you know who's the biggest guy in the world? Saul. Saul was loud and large, tall and loud. And so it's Friday. I think it was Friday the 27th. Saul's birthday was July 28th. I'm like, everyone's like, how you feeling? How you feeling? And I'm like, too good. Let's take a 2-mile walk around the neighborhood. I come back. That baby is so peaceful in there. I'm like, I'm sorry. Like, there's no way the baby's going to be born. Like, it's like evening of July 27th. I'm like, I've never felt better. And we get ready for bed or whatever. And I just looked up at the ceiling and I was like, God, if you're going to if he's going to be born on Saul's birthday, can I at least like sleep a little? Can we make it after 5 a.m.? Because Gannon was born at 2 a.m., 2:13 a.m. on the 13th. And I was like, I'm just going to need a little more sleep. Hey, Morgan. So like 5:30 in the morning, I wake up and I'm like, ow. I'm like, no, there's no frigging way this baby's going to be born today. I'm not saying a word. I'm going to lay here peacefully. And he was a big man. I'm not going to make anybody excited or get their hopes up. But ow, something hurts. I'm laying there, like 6:30 comes around. I'm like, okay, Lee's going to notice. I'm going to get up and I'm going to take a shower because I know from having 800 children prior to this, that if I take a shower, it's either going to speed things up or slow things down. And I'm going to have an idea. Am I just playing mind tricks with myself, or am I going to actually have this baby on Saul's birthday? So I go take a shower and I tell Lee now, hey babe, I got to tell you something, but you can't get excited and you certainly can't call your family or tell anybody. Don't tell anybody. But I think I'm having contractions but please don't get excited because I don't want to disappoint you, blah, blah, blah. I get in the shower and I'm like, I can feel the baby. So I'm like, okay, now you want to call my mom. Now you got to call my mom and have her come over. So now it's like 6:45 and I'm like, oh shit, we got to go to the hospital, Lee. I can't actually leave the closet. And he's like, you got to get out of the closet. I'm like, can't get out of the closet. He's like, you got to get out of the closet. I'm like, I can't. I'm not moving. I can't move. And he's like, okay. So somehow he gets me down to the kitchen. And now I'm in the kitchen. I'm like, I'm not leaving the kitchen. And he's like, you've got to leave the kitchen. And I am in so much pain. I'm like, I'm not leaving the kitchen. He's like, got to leave the kitchen. So I'm like, fine. Somehow he gets me outside to the driveway. And he goes, you got to get in the car. And I go, I can't. I said, we're fine. As long as my water doesn't break. Okay. Like every time my water breaks, then the baby like is born pretty much like soon after. So my water hasn't broken. I'm fine. Water breaks. I'm like, oh my God. He goes, get in the car. I'm not getting in the car. He's like, get in the car. He's like, I'm going to call 911. I was like, you're not calling 911. Those people are not coming to look at my vagina. I know them. No, we're fine. He's like, get in the car, Karen. Lay down in the car. I go, I can't lay down in the car. He's like, sit in the car. I go, I can't sit. There's a baby's head right. Like the baby's coming out soon. I'm not sitting. Somehow I have this moment of clarity where I don't actually want the neighbors to come out and deliver the baby. And if either one of you neighbors on either side watches this, it's not because I don't love you. I just didn't want anyone to come out and deliver the baby. Somehow I back myself up into the car and I'm like facing this way and my butt's against the dashboard basically. And that was the longest 5-minute drive to Maine, Med. And we get there and I can't see anything. And Lee's like, oh shit. And Lee doesn't swear. So I'm like, what? And he goes, oh, nothing. And he, as we're driving, he's called ahead and he's like, well, coming in hot. And I'm like, don't say that. Everyone says that. They're not going to believe, like, this baby's going to come out. They're not going to believe it. They're probably like, oh, what a sweet dad. He thinks this baby's coming out. They're like, meet us at the ER. We'll be there. So he says, oh shit, when we pull up. And I don't know why he's saying that. And then we pull up in front of the hospital and I'm like, I don't know why, like, whatever. Construction blocked it off. Very long story short, I basically have the baby right there. Okay, on the sidewalk outside of the hospital. There's no more waiting. As soon as I step out of the car, the security guy that came out, he actually says, "Oh shit," and runs away. We never see him again. I don't know if he died out back or he just quit his job and left. There happened to be a person sitting on a bench. Lee grabs her. Baby's already there, like halfway or whatever. I'm holding the baby in my Old Navy leggings. And she's like, "Hey." And I'm like, "Hey." And she happened to have just gotten her birth doula certification. So we have this baby, right? We look at the clock. It is 7:28 a.m. on 7/28 on Saul's birthday. I look down in my leggings and I go, "Oh my God, it's baby Saul." I go, "Lee, your father's in my crotch. Like, what the hell?" And he looked just like Saul. It was insane. And he had the biggest face. And so when we went in and they were like, how big is this baby? And they're like 10 pounds, 4 ounces or something like that. And I'm like, you guys are fucking with me. Like, there's no way I just gave birth to a almost 10 and a half pound baby. No, they're not screwing with me. Like, cause he broke my tailbone. So he's definitely that big. So this baby comes out and he looks like Saul and he's 3 pounds bigger than all my other babies. Like, to the point he looks like a 2-month-old. We had to go buy clothes because nothing fit him. It was so funny. The diapers like didn't even fit him. The doctor was like, I have to take him to the nursery just to hold him up over the other babies because he looks like a 2-month-old and they look like baby newborns. And I just want to see this for myself. And I'm like, okay. And I'm laughing. And that was that. So fast forward a couple of weeks. This is the end of the story. I have a friend who lives in Minnesota and she like had a friend who lived in like Alabama, and that friend in Alabama had just sort of gotten in tune with her like psychic ability that she had been not really wanting to like delve into because it's like very energy draining. And it was like where she would close her eyes and draw. And so she doesn't know me at all, and you can't like she I guess asked my friend, like, do you know anybody that just had a baby like in a weird way or something? I don't know. So I don't know how we got connected like that. Something like that. Whatever it was me that she needed to talk to. And I don't know this woman. She doesn't know me and she has no way to know anything about me. And I'm getting in touch with her via someone across the country. So this is huge, right? She's not on my Facebook. My Facebook was private at that time. I started talking to her. She goes, I just want to like, I have a message, but let me just like close my eyes. So she does, and I have screenshots of all of this because she's like drawing. She draws 911. She's like 911. I go, oh, well, okay. Like that was my job. She's like, oh, okay. That makes sense. Like this person is telling me 911. Okay. And then she's like, also, there are 5 entities calling you mom around you. And we had lost 5 babies. I had lost 5 babies. And she didn't know that. And she's like, they're calling you mom. Now I'm listening. 911, I guess you could have probably looked up. That nobody would have known. So now I'm crying a little bit and listening. She's like, so the reason I needed to get in touch with you is there's a very loud, large man who has come to me and has a message for you. I'm like, large and loud. Okay. She goes, don't tell me who it is yet. And I'm like laughing at this point because I know it's Saul. Like it has to be this whole if his message to me is about my baby and my whole pregnancy was Saul, I know and she says large and loud. And if you knew Saul immediately, and they said, who's a dead person around the Goldbergs that was large and loud? The only person that comes to mind is Saul. She goes, the man with the hats. He says the hats. Every time Saul got a hat. Now, there is no evidence of this online. There is 0% chance that if you didn't know this, you didn't know this. When you went into his garage, every time he got a hat, you know, like if you go to an event or something, they give you a hat. He probably had like 500 at least hats nailed to the ceiling of his garage. Anytime he'd get a hat from something, he would just pop it on the ceiling. Nobody would have known that. So now I am like, oh my God, it's Saul. She goes, he wants me to tell you that the baby you just had is not him reincarnated. Now I'm really crying because, first of all, she still has no idea the connection. And I don't have time or the energy to tell this story. This takes a lot of energy. And you guys, God bless you if you stick around for this. I don't have the time or the energy for this story. And I'm just like so overwhelmed right now in the moment with this lady. So she's like, he wants me to tell you the reason why he's reaching out is that this baby is not reincarnated, but he wants me to tell you that he sent a piece of himself down. Now I'm dead. Crying, dead. Totally dead. And Lee dead. We're all dead. Like, it all made sense. It was like, of course he did. And I love that that he said he's not reincarnated, but he sent a piece of himself. No, he definitely sent a piece. He sent a large piece of himself down. His name is Finn. And Finn is our baby Saul. And Finn, when he was little, would talk about when he was here before, and he would tell us like, oh, I loved this song when I was here before. And he was like 2 or 3, and we're like, what? And it would be a favorite song of Lee's dad's. He had no idea. He was 2 or 3. It is bizarre, but it's not. It's comforting. It's actually very comforting now. Ended this call with this lady. She goes, hey, do you have like a special cat? Isn't that a crazy story? Can't make that up. This is my funny part. She goes, do you have a special cat? I had like 800 cats, but I knew exactly what she meant because I had Dante, and Dante lived to be 19, and Dante passed away exactly February. He passed away 4 years ago. He stuck around for all my children to be born, and he stuck around till Theo was a baby, and in all Theo's baby pictures, Dante is standing over him and watching him. Dante was like my soul cat. Like every once in a while, an animal comes around, and they are a little bit special. That cat was my soul cat, okay? Like, if I could have married a cat, if I was a cat, I would have run away with this cat. Okay, that sounds freaky, so maybe not that part. But it was a joke. I called him my boyfriend. Like, I kissed him first every year on New Year, starting, I mean, we're talking half of my life. So this is, like, it became funny. He's my first kiss of the New Year. He's my Valentine. Like, it was funny. And he was huge. We called him man. Like, I would say, he's my man. And then he'd be like, meow. I'd be like, who's my man? And he'd come running from anywhere. So he was a rag doll, a Steel Point rag doll. And she says, do you, like, asking me if I have a special cat. Now I know exactly what she means. She goes, okay, this special cat has been with you your whole life. And first of all, I'm getting the thought of the word is regal. That's what we called him because he looked majestic. We literally called him regal. That's a random word that you don't just say. And she's already got me hook, line, and sinker with the Saul. She doesn't have to, like, keep going. She got me with the babies. She got me with the 911, and she got me with Saul. So now to bring Dante into it, my love of my life, other than Lee Goldberg and my children, my parents, and all that good stuff, but really Dante was, like, the love of my life. Not in that kind of way. So I'm like, She goes, the reason I'm getting regal, which is a very masculine term in my brain, is that he, in his previous life, was a queen in Egypt. Makes sense. He's such a queen, and he's regal, and he's been sent to protect you, and he'll always come back to protect you, and he's always been here to protect you. And he passed away 4 years ago, and yeah, I'm sure he is back. I'm sure he's back in Solly Cat and in Reggie Cat, because Reggie and Saul together make Dante, and both of them came to me in a very interesting way, and we're not going to stick around for those stories because Lee Goldberg's probably asleep in the house at this point. But thank you guys for listening to my story. Yeah, you never know if you're open to, like, I'm not supposed to get that good. If you're open to, like, spiritual stuff, you'll see it. And you'll see it, like, but I think it's, like, takes certain people, and not because some people aren't, but like Lee and I are very different in personality, and like I am way more like spiritual and in tune and way more of a feeling, and he's way more of a like a thought person, and I'm more of a feeling person if you want to do personality tests or whatever. So like an empath. And like I said, every once in a while I'll be near someone and I can read their mail, as I call it, where I need to tell them something, and it's always accurate. Where the hell did I put my glasses, you guys? I don't know. I think they're in my car. God help me, guys. I need more meds. I can't even find my glasses. I'm gonna have to go put my contacts in. All right. I got my drinks. I got my purse. I got some mail. I don't know what it is. It's a big box. Maybe we'll have to wait, but I'm afraid of what it is. I hope you guys have an amazing day. Thank you for listening to my long story. It's me, Mapes. And there's Reginald right there. If anyone was on my thing the other night, hold on. I told you that every time I come home, I have 3 greeters. 1, 2. Oh, he's walking away now. And 3. And Mapes. Mapes doesn't count. I was cleaning this morning. Look, and there's Reggie. And Reggie thinks that he is also a golden retriever. Reginald! All right, I hope you guys have a great day. I'm going to clean the rest of the house. Actually, I think Lee Goldberg's... I'm going to go snuggle my husband. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go snuggle my husband, drink energy drinks, and I still have a couple hours before we have to get Theo. It's sunny out. I hope it's sunny where you are. Go look at... This is when Dante died. I got another weird message, and my message was that he would always come back, and if I was feeling down, when it would be sunny out, I just need... Like, he literally died, and the weather was like this. We were out here, whatever. Same weather as today. And all I needed to do was close my eyes, look up at the sun, and that was a hug from him. So, if you're ever feeling down, it's a sunny day, it's a hug from heaven. Close your eyes, feel the warmth of the sun, and that is what I consider a hug from heaven. Have a good day, you guys.